everyone. Welcome to the 15th anniversary of the Canadian Cinema Editor Awards. So happy to see you all here tonight. For those who don't know, my name is Leslie Mackay-Hunter. I'm currently the president and also on the awards committee as well. So I'd like to welcome you here to our 15th anniversary, which we're very excited about. To begin, oh, well, thank you. I didn't know that would get applause. To begin, we'd like to take a moment to acknowledge this event is taking place on Treaty 13 territory and within the lands protected by the Dish with One Spoon Wampum Agreement. It is the traditional territory of the Haudenosaunee Confederacy, the Anishinaabe, and the Chippewa, Métis, and the Huron-Wendat. Many of you may also be watching from home at other lands that are also part of ancestral territory. We honor, respect, and recognize those nations that have never relinquished their rights or sovereign authority over the lands and waters on which we stand today. We encourage you to reflect on the history of the land, the rich culture, and the many contributions and concerns that impact Indigenous individuals and communities. Land acknowledgements are the start to a deeper action. So it is with great honor this evening that I get to start off our Editor Awards. An evening where we crawl out of those dimly lit edit suites and see daylight and other people. And don't worry, they're as afraid of you as you are of them, so it's okay. But seriously, this is a fantastic evening where we have an opportunity for Canada's Post community to come together and celebrate the greatness of a craft we all passionately love. And although this evening is about recognizing the editors from across our country, we all know that those of us who sit in that chair could not do it without our amazing assistant editors. And I'm happy to say we do have an award for them last year that started, and we're continuing it this year. But I would like to just take a moment, if you could humor me, just take a moment. Any of you in the room who identify as assistant editors, whether you're currently working or not, can you guys just stand for a moment? Because we would like to just be able to give you a big thanks on behalf of all of us. So please stand, all of our assistant editors in the room. Thank you. You mean more to us than we were ever able to express. So thank you for being here. Thank you for being here. This past year has been a busy one for the CCE. EditCon, which I'm thrilled to announce, had actually in-person events going from coast to coast this year. That's a first for us. We had workshops, master series, mentorship, podcasts, the list goes on and on. It's quite an impressive community that we've managed to grow from, and I have to give a shout out because this was really just a few editors getting together and going, you know, what if? And so I want to personally throw a thank you out to those visionaries. But the good news is it's not too late to get involved. Whether you're in this room or watching from home in another province, this upcoming month, we have a lot of our offline series going on, which you can still join us for. Social gatherings occurring across the country. Just check the website for details near you. Also, as of next week, we open up applications for our full membership process. Lots of stuff going on at the CCE. And of course, we couldn't do any of it without our incredible volunteers. Whether they sit on the board or one of our various communities, there's lots to do, lots of things to join. And I'd encourage you all, in this next year, think about leaning into the CCE a little bit more, having a bit more of an active role and doing a little something. You can message Ali for details about how to get involved with anything you're interested in. I'm just going to say, let's just not message her tomorrow, though, because she's had a busy week. So we'll lay off of her tomorrow, but next week, go wild. And thank you to the amazing people who have volunteered time to the CCE this year. Tonight, I want to throw an extra special thank you to the awards committee. There's just about a half dozen of us who literally put together every element of what you're experiencing this evening. Thanks to the Delta for being our hosting location, our host, photographers, videographers, our trophy titans is what we are referring to our lovely ladies over here. So put that on your LinkedIn, watch how many likes you get, trophy titans. And of course, most importantly, as we all know, a huge thanks to Allison Dowler, our operations manager, for putting this whole thing together with It always blows me away how smoothly everything runs, and you keep us focused, and even when we're a disorganized mess. So thank you, Allie. All right. I think there's something kind of magical about the fact it's the CCE's 15th year this year for the awards. It's a crystal anniversary. And most of us in this room have spent our lives dedicated to a craft that not everybody fully undersees, recognizes, or understands. They know when it's not happening, but they don't necessarily understand and recognize the artistry and the detail that goes into what we do. It's almost invisible, kind of like a crystal. They may not see the work, the challenges, the many missed social engagements, but they do see the beauty of our craft, the light and the sparkle that we deliver to the world. Let's take this evening to come together as a community and celebrate that light and sparkle that we deliver to the world. And to do this, I'm thrilled to welcome back our host, Richard Krause, this year. Anybody who's ever seen Richard do a film review knows that he is a true film buff. And the CCE is delighted to have him share his light and sparkle with us once again this evening. Please help me welcome our host for this evening, Richard Krause.
The light and sparkling Richard Krause. I will endeavor to be as light and sparkling as I can for you tonight. Welcome, everybody, to this. It's really exciting. I think this is my 10th year of hosting this overall, and it's really cool to see how it's grown from sort of the early days. I remember one of the early shows at a theater like past Eglinton somewhere. We did this thing, and we lost power, and we continued on with the show with everyone holding their cell phones up and using their flashlights on the cell phone. So hopefully that doesn't happen tonight, but it's really, really nice to be back and nice to see you all again. And I've been thinking a lot about the work that you all do, as Leslie just said, and I know that without you, when I go to the movies, which is pretty much every day, or when I watch television, which is absolutely every day, I would just be staring at kind of a jumble of random images on a blank screen. So I look at all these images that you put together so artfully, and I wanted to think about that in kind of a different way than maybe I normally do in preparation to be walking amongst you tonight. So that I can at least pretend to know what you do. I know, this is what I know. I know that two of tonight's nominees, Cam McLaughlin, are you here, Cam? If so, say hi to your sister Jenny for me. And Blair McClendon found the heartbeat of The Last Showgirl as they wove the film's performances and images together in a narrative tapestry of glamour and melancholy, of sudden endings and new beginnings. I know that because of the editorial conviction of all the CCE members that they bring to their work, that me, as an audience member, can enjoy the richness of the images that I see on my screen as you linger on shots, so that I can really look at the little details that are in the image, or when you choose to use a low angle shot that makes a character seem powerful, or how warm tones create a really cozy vibe. Those are all decisions that you make, and it affects me directly as a viewer. I also know that nominee Justin Lee's work on Heretic heightened the sense of claustrophobia that I felt while watching that movie, to the point where I thought I was going to have to leave the theater running and screaming, and I'm glad I didn't, because I wouldn't have been able to let the movie's restless, unsettling flow as a result of the editing unsettle me so. I know that editing is an art of ambiguity. It's about making things clear enough for me and the audience to understand, but also keeping just enough ambiguity so that we can participate in the storytelling, which is very, very important. So whether it's a short film, a documentary, a movie of the week, a competition or a reality show, whatever it might be, every time you go to work, you go on a process of discovery. And you find new things in the footage, and you figure out new ways to tell the stories. And as someone who watches, as I said, 400 movies a year, thank you. This year, we've seen extraordinary work. Projects that pushed boundaries, challenged conventions, and reminded us why we love this art form. So tonight is all about celebrating your resilience, your artistry, and the community that you've built in this room, to the people watching at home and outside of the walls of this ballroom. So to every nominee, every editor, and every member of the CCE, thank you for shaping the soul of Canadian cinema, because that's what we're here to celebrate tonight. The speech was much longer, but in the spirit of tonight, I edited it down as I went. A couple of things. We want to make sure that we have fun tonight. Let's get rowdy. Let's make some noise. Let's make sure that people have a really good time. I want to give a big shout out to our platinum sponsor, Coma Edits. To the Trophy Titans, Charlie and Izzy, you'll hopefully be seeing them along the way tonight. And a quick reminder to all the winners that after you have made your speech and wowed us all with your wordplay, go over to that side of the stage with your presenter and get your photo taken with the award and the person that handed you the award. Let's get started. I would like to please help welcome from Annex Pro, Carrie Corlett, to the stage to hand out the award for Best Editing in Animation.
Wow, number one. So this award is for Best Editing in Animation, and I'm going to read them off. Ellery I practiced. Let me start again. Cut. One second. Ellery Van de Yeewart, The Death of James. Greg Canning, Tom Masterman, Ryan Jobling, and Leland Miller, Camp Snoopy. Episode 12, The Chewing Gum Dilemma. Mary Dorick and John Logan, Total Drama Island Reboot, Episode 213, Sore Losers. Tom Berger, Open Season, Call of Nature, Episode 19A. I love the title of this episode. What a Chinook. Love it. Should win just for that title. Vanessa Sikaran and Jeff Sebenik, Sausage Party, Foodtopia, Episode 107, 7th Course. Okay, so let's open this up and see who's the winner. The winners for Best Editing in Animation are Vanessa Sikaran and Jeff Sebenik, Sausage Party, Foodtopia, Episode 107, 7th Course. Are you here tonight?
Well, I didn't prepare anything because I didn't think we were going to win. This was an amazing project to work on. just want to say thank you to everyone at Stellar Creative Lab, Bert and Hasmi, our entire edit team, especially our assistants, Brittany and Akila. Thank you to Dave, our unit director, and Conrad, director. Sorry. And our storyboard artists. They did just an amazing job and gave us some really good stuff to work with. Thank you.
Next up is the award for Best Editing in an Animated Preschool Series that is presented by the Canadian Cinema Editors. And would you please help me welcome Craig McIntosh to the stage to present the award.
Hello everybody, and it's my absolute pleasure to introduce some of the MVPs. If you are a parent out there in the crowd tonight, this is the Best Editing in an Animated Preschool Series. The nominees are Beck Cranswick, Sophia Rofreda, Rachel Georges, and Dean Hannes. Spidey and his Amazing Friends, episode 323, Too Many Zolas, Electro's Glow Show. Next up, we have Chris Holmes, Tanner Adams, Chris Avery, and Sean Avery. Octonauts, Above and Beyond, Ep 10, Alpine Swift. Third up, we have Mark Brenzel, Rosie's Rules, episode 140, Rosie Makes the Rules, Iggy's Dino Cake. Number 4, Paul Hunter, CCE, and Katie Tomchishin, Nature's Cat, Nature's Movie Special Extraordinaire. And our final lucky nominee, Paul Hunter, CCE, and Katie Tomchishin again, Super Buns, episode 134, A Sticky Situation. And the winner is Paul Hunter, CCE, Katie Tomchishin for Nature's Cat, Nature Movie Special Extraordinaire. Congratulations. Got it perfect. There we go. Paper, scissors. Okay.
To Lisa, the director, we love you. Kervin, who boarded, thank you so much. Okay, sorry.
What was good?
I just like to thank Heidi, who got me my first job 10 years ago. And I'd like to thank Ivan and Jade, as well as the folks out in Alvana, who are actually having a post party right now. Stephanie, Noel, and Dan Lee, editor, great mentors. And thank you, Paul Hunter. This is the first time we actually met in person. We've been working together for 4 years on Zoom. But it was great to work with you, and I hope to do it again.
It was fantastic working with you, Katie. It was great. First of all, I got to thank my wife for her support through the years. Thank you. I also want to thank our amazing director, Lisa. You were so much fun to work with on this project, and I want to thank the amazing artists at Yowza Animation for all your hard work on this. And you know, working on a PBS show, you get to have a lot of interaction with a lot of kids, and it's so important now and ever that we keep making good shows for kids, because it's so important to teach kids that goodness and we're looking after your fellow man is a good thing, and these lessons are so important. So thank you very much, and enjoy the rest of the evening.
Next up is the award for Best Editing in a Feature Documentary, and that is presented by Rolling Pictures. Can I please get a big round of applause for Joe Serafini? Bring him to the stage.
These are 5 amazing projects. Almost. So this is the best editing in a documentary feature presented by us at Rolling Pictures. Number 1 is Brendan Mills' Swan Song. That's the Karen King documentary. Fabulous documentary. Hubert Io, The Man I Left Behind, which is the Larry Towell story. An amazing photographer. Great documentary. Marie Pereire Grignon, Okuramono, which is The Gift in Japanese. Mike Munn, CCE, Any Other Way, the Jackie Shane story. Very powerful story about a wonderful woman. And Ryan Mullins, Yinta, an awesome documentary about the indigenous lands in British Columbia. So 5 amazing documentaries. I urge everyone to watch them. They're all amazing. It's hard to give one the award. There we go. And the winner is Ryan Mullins, Yinta.
Oh my gosh. Thank you to the CCE. As an editor, I'm not usually doing much of the speechifying, so I'll make this the TV cut down version. Thank you to our amazing directors on the film, Jen Wickham, Brenda Michelle, Michael Toledano for their courageous filmmaking, to our partners in Montreal, I Steal Film, for the relentless creative support on this project, to the legion of assistant editors and contributing editors, Franklin, Aiden, Damien, Michelle, Marie-Noelle, Alex. They navigated over 1,200 hours of footage on this project. And lastly, to the Wet'suwet'en community, this was a collaborative edit for over several years, not just with the filmmaking team, but with the Wet'suwet'en elders who shared their strength and resilience and their stories and informed every facet of this editing process. So I share this with them. Thank you.
One of the special parts of any evening like this is the Career Achievement Award. This year going to Gregor Hutchison. Would we please get a big round of applause for Jane Tattersall, who is going to come and make a few remarks. There we go. You can't have her walk up to no applause, people. You're not cool. You can't do that.
So this applause is for Gregor. This is not for me. Everyone in this room who knew Gregor Hutchison will remember when they first met him. Gregor was memorable. Gregor was a remarkable person, and Gregor had a remarkable career. I met him when it was on the TV series The Edison Twins, when he was assistant picture editor and I was the sound effects editor. I was new to the freelance world, reserved. Gregor seemed to be an old hand in this world, although I found out recently that was actually his first job. That's Gregor. He was friendly, helpful, knowledgeable, and fun. What I didn't know then was that we'd worked together on and off for the next 30 years. Maybe you met Gregor when Gregor was head of post for Alliance Communications. That was probably a decade after his assistant editing time. His position at Alliance was a real job, a big job, an important job, and one he took very seriously in his Gregor way. He oversaw films, miniseries, and television, many of them, all of the shows that Alliance produced. They were all the shows of that period. He trained a crew of post supervisors, hired picture editors, along with a wide range of sound people. The way he assigned and managed shows ensured a number of post facilities were kept busy and thrived. But he didn't do just that. He gave the facilities and the people the resources to do good work, and he kept them honest. As a sound editor, I remember him bursting into a mixing theater, declaring the mix had to stay on time and could do no overtime. The mixers always grumbled, yet he was the first to insist that the work be great, that we should pursue excellence. He gave upcoming picture editors, sound editors, visual effects editors, assistant editors, mixers, all people in the post world opportunities. He never said, "I got you the job." He said, "I'm putting your name forward. You're absolutely the best person for the job." This meant that the individual would feel confident, would shine in interviews, get the job, and appreciate the opportunity. All this was a plus in making Toronto a recognizable place for excellence in post. That was the beginning of it becoming excellent in post, which continues to this day. So I would like to credit Gregor for that. He was creative, recognized creativity, and valued creative individuals. He saw clearly how picture editing and sound editing elevated a performance, a scene, a film. Gregor was thoughtful. When a film he hired me on continued months past its planned schedule and was going to collide with my planned family trip to Italy, I went to him thinking I would probably have to cancel my vacation. But his immediate reaction was, "Go. There's lots of people on the team who can carry on." He was a believer in family, my family, everyone's family, but especially his own family. I'm sure every person who worked with Gregor heard him talk with pride about his kids, Sam, Matthew, and Zoe, and his wife, Beth. "Oh my gosh, we know a whole lot about you guys growing up. He was so proud of you." Sam getting a suit for his first job, Matthew becoming a teacher, Zoe applying for and getting into medical school. I guess you're a doctor now, Zoe. But he did love work. When Alliance sold itself to Atlantis, he was out of a job, and he then became one of Toronto's top post supervisors. He worked on many incredible projects: Assault on Precinct 13, Lucky Number 11, Hatfield and McCoy's, Splice, Silent Hill, both of them, one of which mixed in Paris, World Without End, The Two Nut Jobs, Texas Rising, Wolves, Resident Evil, 9, Jumper, How She Moved, Surviving Compton, a wide range of projects, some not so good, some terrific. But the post on each of these was always as it could be under the circumstances, and the crew working felt valued and important to the success and the quality of the film. Gregor made us all feel good about ourselves, about our work, and about how we were spending our days. He was a real leader, a kind human, and a friend. With the loss of Gregor, our industry lost a key figure. I still miss him and wonder what he'd say about where things are today. But I know he'd be experimenting with AI. He would have produced his animated film projects that were dear to his heart, and he'd be finally getting those scripts he wrote made into films. I'm sorry we don't get to see these, but we can honor his memory. We can follow his example, be creative, do great work, keep learning, treat our coworkers with respect, and have fun. That was Gregor Hutchison.
Allison Dowell, we'll let you know. This way to the photo. That was a lovely speech, and let's a round of applause for that. We have Gregor's children here to accept the award. There we are.
I thought it seemed weird that they gave it to me.
Thank you. Thank you for such lovely words. Hi, everyone. We wrote a whole speech, so bear with us.
Yeah. So first and foremost, hello to everyone. And Jane, thank you so much for those kind words. To everyone in the crowd here, we're extremely happy and proud to just be here. So thank you also, of course, to the Canadian Cinema Editors Organization for honoring our late father, Gregor, with this meaningful award. It really, truly means so much to us. Not just us, but our mother, our grandmother, our wives, and our entire family. So my name's Sam Hutchison. This is my brother Matthew, my sister Zoe. We're Gregor's 3 children, and we're here to accept the award on his behalf. We're so grateful to be here and to have the privilege to say just a few short words about our late father.
Our dad, Gregor Ross Caverhill Hutchison, or Gertch, as many people may have called him. He was present, fun, and even goofy throughout all of our childhood. He was always our hockey coach, and even when he wasn't behind the bench, you could still hear him yelling, "Hard back! Keep leg feet!" He was always the loudest person in the stand, and even in the room. He loved spending time outside as much as he loved spending an entire Sunday in his screening room watching football and other movies. He loved comic books, action, and animation, and he could be seen shedding tears in almost every film we ever watched. He had a love for technology, which surely impacted his success in his career. But as kids, it just meant that he could always be the one to come to when we had the spinning wheel of death.
Now, let's be clear, this isn't to say that he was always correct in his opinions about technology. For example, he actually may have single-handedly pushed the Blu-ray into its 15 minutes of fame. Truly, we have like hundreds of Blu-ray DVDs in our house that are now collecting dust. He also was maybe the only customer in Canada to buy a robot named Vector, which his whole impressive trick was to lift up a block. But he did know how to connect and disconnect from the speaker system in our kitchen, and for that we were very grateful.
Well, when you grow up with a father who works in the film industry on movies, it's not difficult to come up with all sorts of tall tales to tell your friends at school in order to prove that your dad, he, without a doubt, is the coolest. Your dad has the best job, and you start imagining Hollywood, the movie stars, the high pressure, hustle, bustle of the film industry, and those creative filmmakers across the world. So not even a kid with a firefighter as a father is a parent who is more important or exciting as your father as a child.
Yeah, our dad didn't regularly come home telling tales about his day-to-day at work. In fact, I've never even met Jen before. So, Jane, nice to meet you. But we now know he had an impressive career. We knew that he loved post-production, but otherwise, we honestly just knew that he was our dad.
Yeah, truly, in preparation for this, we actually looked him up on IMDb. And our jaws were on the floor. We were like, he's been involved in over 100 projects. Who knew? Some of the names of his works we knew, like Care Bears and Resident Evil, The Nut Job, and Texas Rising. But there were many others that we can honestly say it was the first time we ever saw his name was attached to it.
Those names we did hear, though, were the names of his many, many industry colleagues and friends who filled his days. We knew about his buddies at Nelvana, his longtime friends at Deluxe, at Alliance, at Tattersall, and of course, we heard about his longtime assistant and one of his best friends, Lorraine Samuel. We would hear about his director friends and the many editors he admired, the brilliant sound mixers and special effects team members, every one of them with unique ideas. We knew unequivocally the people surrounding him at work were the best part of his job. He thrived and he cared about every one of them. It was always clear that post-production was where he was meant to be because it was so clearly a perfect combination of collaboration with the people he liked, admired, and all of them who embraced new technologies with creative vigor.
So we know that if our dad was here today to accept this award, he would be dedicating it and the overall success of his entire career to the other people who helped him along the way.
Thank you for honoring our father and for giving us this moment to remember how truly special it was.
All right, guys. Yeah, come, let's have a photo. Let's get a selfie. Thank you.
That was great. Next up is the award for documentary short film best editing, presented by DGC National. Would Mike Munn, CCE, please join me on stage to hand out this award?
Hi there. I'm here to present the Short Documentary Award for editing on behalf of the DGC Canada National. So the nominees are Anouk Deschamps, L'Artifice, Carol Larson and Swapna Mella for No Way to Die, David Valaquette, and I'm going to try to get through this. 6 mois pour apprendre le français. Cara Blake, I'm the skinniest person you've ever seen. And Louis Moulin, Chien de Sang. Okay. Let's see. And wow, the winner is David Valaquette. 6 mois pour apprendre le français.
Wow. Wow, amazing. I have no speech prepared, but I'll try, just humor me. I'll try to make this not too chaotic and not too long. There's 3 things I have to remember, 3 things I want to address. First of all, this is a movie about people, newcomers that are coming to Canada, to Quebec specifically, trying to learn French with all the hustle and bustle that their life are. It's such a huge task, and they were incredibly generous to let us follow them throughout 6 months that they were trying to pick up the language and integrate in the country. And then for that, I feel so blessed to be able to have been able to see their struggles and put that on screen. Secondly, I want to thank our broadcaster, CBC, Radio-Canada, which we are in Montreal. It is so great, and I think we take it for granted, but we have a public broadcaster in Canada, and that puts our creators, our ideas, our society up front, and we should not take this for granted. It's times where information is going to become a crucial point, crucial aspects of our lives. People are starting to lose confidence in what is reliable information, and we have this base, this very strong institution that we should all celebrate, I think. And I'm not like a big CBC fan because I work there, but I mean, it's something special that we have in Canada. So we should celebrate that. And lastly, I just want to thank the team because I was the editor, but it was a very small team. There was a journalist, Alessandra Rigano. There was a filmmaker, a cameraman, Thomas Christopherson, and me. Basically, we were three just holding this. And there was also Mathieu Waddell and Yannick. Yannick. That's it, Yannick Pinel, that are behind us and helping us pull this project through. So thank you, everybody. Thank you all. Have a great evening.
Next up is the award for a docuseries, docudrama, factual, and this is presented by the Canadian Cinema Editors. Would you help me welcome to the stage Shi Feng to hand out the award? There you are.
Good evening, everyone. I'm very honored to be presenting this award. Best Editing in Docuseries, Docudrama, meilleur montage d'une série documentaire ou d'un docudrame. Andreas, Lando, and Yo Yong-song, The Knowing, Episode 102, Stealing Children. Georgia Milroy and Alec McNeil Richardson in Cold Water, The Shelter Bay Mystery, Episode 101, Down Under. Kaylee Berg, How I Got Here, Episode 206, Vietnam Pearls of the Dragon. Peter Dennis, The Tragically Hip, No Dress Rehearsal, Episode 102, On the Verge. And finally, Roderick Diogradis, CCE, We Are All Gonna Die, Even J. Barucho, Episode 206, The End of Jays. So, whoops. And the winner is... So the winner for Best Editing in Docuseries and Docudrama is Peter Dennis, The Tragically Hip, No Dress Rehearsal, Episode 102, On the Verge.
Wowzers, thank you. I guess first I want to say thanks to the CCE and to the jury, my peers. It means a lot coming from other editors, so thank you. I guess this project, everyone who worked on it, we put so much of ourselves into it, and I'm just glad that it shows because people have been responding to it so well. I want to thank the post team who helped me get through the 2,000 plus hours of archive that we had access to. Definitely want to say thank you to my wife, who's been so supportive over the years, and she asked me not to thank her tonight, so I just want to say thank you. And to my parents, who I know are watching on YouTube right now, and have been waiting for this moment for a long time. Thank you, I love you, and thanks.
For the first of 3 Lifetime Achievement Awards that will be presented tonight, would you please help me welcome to the stage Michelle Zemsberg to give the award to Jeff Warner, CCE.
Okay, I didn't fall. That's a good start. Okay. Hi, everybody. Okay, it's a real honor to be here tonight, though I'll admit this isn't exactly my comfort zone. Editors aren't usually known for public speaking. We're more comfortable in dimly lit rooms, alone, surrounded by timelines, and in conversations where undo is still an option. But tonight I'm proud to be here to celebrate my mentor and friend, Jeff Warren, the recipient of the 2025 Lifetime Achievement Award. This award recognizes more than just an impressive body of work. It honors a lifetime of storytelling, collaboration, and mentorship. The quiet, steady influence of someone who has helped shape Canadian cinema from the edit suite while guiding generations of editors along the way. Jeff's career spans decades, beginning with Steenbecks and splicing tape and evolving into digital workflows. His journey into film was anything but conventional. He grew up in a small town in Northern Ontario. It was a mining town. His dad was a miner. And nobody, including Jeff himself, imagined he would one day build a career in the film industry. He initially aimed to become a still photographer, but he found himself taking a job doing deliveries at a TV production company. From there, he moved up to assistant editor and even worked as a negative cutter, a role that some people in this room might need to Google. So he has worked across every genre: news, documentaries, feature films, television dramas, collaborating with some of Canada's most respected directors, including Sturla Gunnarsson, Sud Sutherland, John Fawcett, John Walker, and many others. His impressive list of credits include Final Offer, The Diary of Evelyn Lau, Such a Long Journey, Rare Birds, Guns, Beowulf and Grendel, Home Again, and High Life, just to name a few. His ability to move between formats and styles with ease is a skill few editors possess. Jeff also made a deliberate choice throughout his career to work with many first-time directors, thriving on the energy and passion that new filmmakers bring to the craft. But Jeff's impact goes far beyond his editing credits. As a mentor, he has guided countless assistants who have gone on to become accomplished editors themselves. Among them are Gillian Trester, Susan Shipton, Wendy Hallam, Sandy Pereira, Rod Diogradis, Doug Karen, Craig Webster, Orly Buyam, and I am proud to count myself among those fortunate enough to have learned from him. I was 25 when Jeff hired me on our first feature together, a film called Love, Sex, and Eating the Bones at a place called Theatre D. Little did I know it would mark the beginning of a 7-year working relationship. I came in with limited experience, plenty of enthusiasm, and a film degree that, as Jeff honestly put it, he decided not to hold against me. So we connected over shared life experiences and travel, and he saw potential in me that others might have overlooked. From day one, Jeff treated me as a collaborator, not just as an assistant. He trusted me to assemble scenes, offer feedback, and contribute creatively with temp sound design. But beyond the responsibilities, he gave me the freedom to learn, never micromanaging my every move. The greatest gift, though, was simply being in the room with him, watching him work with directors, observing his storytelling instincts, and learning from his example. We used to watch dailies together as they digitized in real time. And Jeff would often talk about how he intended to cut a scene. That kind of in-person mentorship is becoming rare in an age of remote editing and shorter assistant contracts, and it's something we're losing at a real cost to the next generation of editors. I remember panicking once when I made a mistake on an export, and Jeff, ever calm, a perfect balance to my not always so calm self, reassured me. He then told a story about a mistake he made early in his career during his short stint as a negative cutter. He cut a short shot on the negative. He was following the cutting copy. He thought he could match the negative, knowing it probably wasn't right, but not fully realizing the ramifications since it had already been mixed. So that story, I think of that often every time a mistake happens. And he reassured me that mistakes are part of the process and how you handle them matters. Jeff often said, "It's only a movie," a phrase that carried a surprising amount of wisdom, especially for those of us who occasionally felt like the fate of the world depended on a test screening. He kept things in perspective. One night I was struggling with a scene. I had stayed late to practice assembling, and Jeff walked into my room, and I asked him, "Is editing supposed to be this hard?" He smiled and said, "It is hard, but I promise you it will get easier." And he was right. I still use that line with my assistants and students, and every time I say it, I hear his voice. Of course, it wasn't all serious. I also learned a great deal about single malt scotch while working with Jeff. During the Beowulf and Grendel edit, we went through many bottles. 5 o'clock was scotch time, all displayed proudly at Tattersall like editorial trophies. And beyond his editorial work, Jeff has been an encouraging voice and source of guidance for emerging talent, Through his mentorship at the Canadian Film Centre and at institutions like York University, TMU, and Confederation College, he's helped shape the next generation of editors. Jeff, your contributions to Canadian film are undeniable, but even more lasting is the generosity, patience, and care you've shown to those coming up behind you. So tonight, we don't just celebrate a great editor, we celebrate a collaborator, a storyteller, and a friend. Jeff, your legacy lives in every film you've touched and in every editor you've lifted up along the way. So on behalf of the Canadian Cinema Editors, it's my honor to present you with the 2025 Lifetime Achievement Award. Please join me in celebrating Jeff Warren.
Well, that about says it all. I got nothing. Thanks, Michelle. That was unbelievable. Stanley Kubrick once said, "I love editing. I think I like it more than any other phase of filmmaking. I might say that everything that precedes editing is merely a way of producing film to edit." I think Stanley had it figured out. I want to thank the CCE for this award. As I reflect on the opportunities I've been given as a film editor, opportunities to be creative, finding and finessing stories, working with talented people for decent pay, keeping regular hours in a warm, dry environment. This was a great job to have. When you tell someone that you're a film editor, they say, "Oh, you put the film in order," or "you cut out the mistakes." It's not easy to explain. And strangely, a key part of the editor's job, after spending months working with seemingly endless footage, is to make your own contribution as imperceptible as possible. And although people may be unaware of the editing, they are affected by all the choices you make. My first 10 years of editing were spent learning what a film editor really does. This was in the 70s. Everything was shot and edited on film, selecting and cutting individual shots from film rolls, hanging them in a bin, and splicing two shots together with tape. I know it kind of sounds like trying to make a fire by rubbing two sticks together. Working on documentaries, I saw how juxtaposing a few shots opens up a window to start creating a story. And if you flip those shots around, it might spark a different idea. Gradually, a story starts to present itself. On film, everything took longer, but often it was time well spent. Even while rewinding through a roll of dailies on the flatbed, you're looking, thinking, absorbing. I believe the slower pace gave an idea a chance to percolate before making a change. And of course, every change you made, the previous version was disappearing forever. I'm definitely not saying this way was better. The speed and ease of nonlinear was a quantum leap for editing. And having access to early assemblies, it's always possible to resurrect a shot or a sequence you may have dismissed too quickly. You just have to make the time to revisit those first instinctive choices. The flexibility of film editing was a constant eye-opener for me. Every time you move shots or scenes around, it has an impact on everything that comes after. On a picture I did with director Stephen Williams called Soul Survivor, an early scene was feeling predictable, and one character in particular in the scene was very low-key. The character was written and introduced as the father of the female lead. But what if we didn't establish him as the father? Just another male character. A little judicious editing and a few dialogue adjustments, he was no longer her father, and their performances suddenly amped up with a new tension. Tension which then carried through to later scenes as well. Of course, you wouldn't be anywhere without a script. But once the shooting is finished, the script becomes your palette to begin constructing the final picture. Directors, editors, and producers know that the editing room is where the final story will be written. Editing a scene is sometimes about not cutting, letting a shot run. In the film The Diary of Evelyn Lau, directed by Sturla Gunnarsson, we were working with a young actress, fresh out of the National Theatre School. She had never done a film before. Her name was Sandra Oh. Sandra, playing Evelyn Lau, had a very emotional 7 or 8 minute scene in a psychiatrist's office. On the set, Sturla let her go with full unbroken takes. At the end of each take, Sandra was a wreck and would need 15 minutes to get herself back together for another take. I think she did 3. This was the only time in my career where I welled up watching the dailies in the cutting room. My first pass on the scene, I had a number of cuts to the psychiatrist for his dialogue and reactions, but something was lost. I remembered how I responded to the unedited take. In the final edit, I think I cut to the psychiatrist once. If you've worked with me in the cutting room, you've probably heard me say the first rule about editing is there are no rules. Take risks. Don't say it can't be done. Try edits that shouldn't work. It's surprising how often they do. Performance always trumps continuity. And given the chance, embrace first-time directors and their crazy ideas. Over the years, I've crossed paths with many amazing people. Directors, writers, composers, photographers, sound editors, mixers, and of course, assistant editors. I think nearly half the room claims to have been my assistant at some point. But no one longer than Michelle Schemberg, who was my brilliant assistant for so many films. I've also been fortunate to have had long-time collaborations with some great Canadian directors. Sturla Gunnarsson, Sud Sutherland, Gary Yates in Manitoba, and John Walker in Nova Scotia. All directed films I received editing awards for. The first editing award I ever received was from the Canadian Film Editors Guild in 1981. The circle is completed by receiving this award from the CCE 44 years later. The last film I edited was a feature documentary directed by John Walker. It's based on the New York Times best-selling book, Assholes, A Theory. So after 50 years, I've reached the pinnacle and can identify myself as Jeff Warren, asshole editor. Thank you to everyone.
That was great. Another big round of applause for Jeff Warren, everybody. For many years, I sat on the Bravo short film board, and we gave money. I think over the 10 or more years that I did it, probably we gave upwards of $3 or $4 million to people to make short films over that time. So I'm very pleased to be presenting the award for Best Editing in a Short Film on behalf of the City of Toronto. It's a form that is near and dear to me. The nominees for Best Editing in a Short Film are Amélie Labrèche, Bale Bale, Ashley Gilmore on a Sunday at 11. Brendan Mills with a film, ironically, the longest title of the night for a short film. Are you scared to be yourself because you think that you might fail? That's Brendan Mills. Maria Bakina Thorne. And Miriam Magasabuba, I've said that wrong and I apologize. Magasoba. And the film is called Etoile l'Oriel. And the winner is Brendan Mills. Are you scared to be yourself because you think that you might fail? Congratulations, Brendan. There he is. Well, you got to get the whole thing in there. I know. And you'll want that.
Thank you. This won't be very long because it was a very small team. But first of all, thank you to the CCE and Allison for this wonderful event. Yeah, it's great to be here in a room full of editors. I honestly, don't find myself with a lot of editors very often, so it's very fun to be with you all. And congrats to everyone else nominated for Best Short Film. I look forward to seeing all those films and your features coming up next, I assume. My favorite part of the job is being granted into different stories and experiences that I'm not privy to. As an editor, directors kind of welcome us in, so thank you to Beck Picot for trusting me with such a personal and important story. Thank you to our producer, Emily Harris, our wonderful cast, Leo and Sadie. And thank you, Mel Wright, my fiance, who's the first person to see any work that I do. Thank you very much.
Congratulations. We're going to take a picture together because I'm the presenter and the host. So let me do this first, though. You get set up over there. I'll be there in a sec. For best web series and digital content, best editing in web series or digital content, this is presented by the Canadian Cinema Editors. Would you help me welcome Annie Leclerc to the stage to present the award? And I'm going to go get my picture taken. Bye-bye.
Good evening, everyone. So, for Best Editing in Web Series Digital Content, meilleur montage d'une web série ou d'un contenu numérique, the nominees are Ashley Brooke Cal Cuco, or Cucho, sorry if I pronounce it wrong, David Schmidt for Canadiana, the episode The Grisly History of the Rideau Canal, Becky Swanick for Everybody's Meg, the episode Meg Works Out. Charles Boisseau, La Dernière Communion, épisode La Conversion. Jean-Philippe Gagnon for Cobaye, épisode Nico part à la chasse à l'orignal. And Zoé Guevremont, Discrète, for the episode C'est quoi le plan? And the winner is, or are, Zoé Guévremont for Discrète, episode C'est quoi le plan?
Hi, thank you. Oh, I have my phone, but it's to read something I wrote. Well, first of all, thank you. Thank you to the CCE. I'm very honored and grateful to receive this award for a project that I loved working on, and I feel that it tells such an important story through both drama and humor. And I want to thank first the directors and screenwriters of Discrète, Sophia Bellamère and Juliette Gosselin, for giving me this opportunity and trusting me with the editing of their cherished project. I am very grateful to have met them and for the amazing collaboration we have, because editing is such teamwork, and Discrète was an amazing learning experience for me because of them. And I also want to thank and congratulate the entire cast and crew for their talent and hard work, which made my job so enjoyable. And a special shout out to the images of Luca Boutin and the music of Pilou. They both gave me beautiful and meaningful puzzle pieces to play with in the editing room. And thank you to all the editors around me who have shared and continue to share their knowledge and experience with me and help me getting amazing work opportunities. And thank you to all my friends, family, and my boyfriend who always support me and believe in me, even when I have a hard time believing in myself. Merci.
Off the top of the show, Leslie did a lovely job of recognizing the assistant director or the assistant editors that are with us tonight. You all stood up. You got a round of applause. You've been thanked several times by some of the other winners here tonight. So let's get another big round of applause for all the assistant editors in the room. As I welcome from Insight Productions, Mike Langevin, to present the Assistant Editor Recognition Award from Insight Productions. Right.
Hello, hello. Everyone gets a plaque. I didn't know. I thought I had an envelope. Thanks for the walk-up music. I will cut to the chase and read all the names on this card and the plaques. So this is the Assistant Editor Recognition Award presented by Insight Productions. Thank you to everyone. So, Alexander D'Souza for Disco's Revenge. We can just clap because they're all getting awards. Everyone. You know. Lester Lubaguin. Also, when you clap, you can't hear my mispronunciations. Davy and Josie's Locker. Mary Urick. 40 Acres, Thomas Thierrien, Rubble and Crew, and Veronique Melasson, Ghosts. So please, we have, come. Are they all going to come up here, or do we just go over there? 3, 4. Oh. I have 4 plaques, but there were 5 names on the card for those counting. Here, which one are you? Here we go. Is everyone going? Oh, yeah. Lester. There you go. Excellent. And you are probably... Great. Oh, I did my best. I had to look it up. Great. Thomas. Great. Well, to the assistants. Okay, start with the chase. There's a lot of words.
They apparently felt enough has been said about the assistants tonight. But it's lovely. It's lovely to see that award recognize the assistants who don't often get recognized, so that's very cool. Another Lifetime Achievement Award. Would you please help me welcome to the stage from the Canadian Cinema Editors, Arthur Tarnowski and Isabelle Mellifont, to help introduce the Lifetime Achievement for Yves Langlois, CCE.
the shortest and the tallest editor has to share a microphone. We'll do our best.
Good evening, editors and editors adjacent. Tonight, we pay tribute to editor Yves Langlois. Born in Montreal in 1941, he studied architecture and theology as his parents were hoping he would become a priest. Sadly for them, his religion was movie. Unable to afford film studies in France, where La Nouvelle Vague was emerging, he made his way to the National Film Board, where he found his true calling, editing. He honed his craft with the likes of Gilles Carle and Norman McLaren, who mentored him. His journey would last over 60 years, taking him around the world, editing over 150 films and series. I first met Yves at a post facility in 1997. He was my first editing neighbor. I got to know him because he liked to edit really loud. Yves was a humble man, kind, and a gifted storyteller in life and his work.
I had the privilege of being his assistant over many years in Montreal, Los Angeles, and London. We would share his light work editing system, and since he often worked until midnight, I had to wait until then so I could start my own late night shift. So I would watch him hold an unlit cigarette in one hand and his lighter in the other, gliding over his keyboard and mouse, wondering if he would light up the last one before leaving. Every minute spent with him was for me a masterclass. He compared editing to architecture, explaining that the structure of a film was like the grandeur of a cathedral, where the cuts and transitions were like the arches and columns that supports the whole. I was fascinated by how he balanced creativity and technique, all while taking breaks to play Gran Turismo on his PlayStation. His own life stories were captivating, like the time he dragged his Steenbeck through Kenya for Quest for Fire, or his journey in the 1980s China on Betum, the making of a hero, where a dentist extracted a tooth from him right in the middle of the street. Yves was an artist. On the film Ignition, before previs was in fashion, he designed and drew a lunar space station using only the Avid Style tool. He never let a scene go until he was really fully satisfied, teaching me how to carefully choose a shot, exceed the director's expectation, and never give up.
Langlois worked with some of the great directors, including Claude Chabrol from the French New Wave. So I guess in a way, Yves was part of the French New Wave as well, albeit maybe the French-Canadian New Wave. Fellow editor Michel Arcan, CCE, said Yves was instrumental in his career, as Michel replaced him on season 2 of the hit series Lance et Compte. He shoots, he scores, for those who remember. He had big shoes to fill, but inspired by Yves' high-energy rhythm work from season 1, both Michel and the show found success. Christian Duguay, director of Screamers and The Assignment, said he had sometimes trouble following and keeping up with Yves' racing brain. Like a chess player, he was already 3-4 moves ahead of where they were at. In the end, though, he was always blown away by Yves' brilliant solutions. Producer Stefan Vodoslavsky remembered when, on a late Sunday night, the police burst into their editing room, guns drawn, thinking a crime was being committed, where in truth they were just cutting a shootout scene. But in typical Yves fashion, it was probably too loud. At the end of the day, in Stefan's words, the ordeal scared the tar out of us, so we decided to call it a day. Yves Simoneau met Langlois for a commercial shot on film. On his Steenbeck, grease pencil in hand, Yves marked the film on the fly, like a fencer casually waving his foil, instructed the assistant to cut where he had left the marks, and went to smoke a cigarette. Yves would then make a few adjustments, and the result was perfect. His obvious instinct, experience, and sense of humor won Simoneau over. For him, Yves was an exceptional collaborator on some of his biggest projects, including Nuremberg and Napoleon. He says Yves excelled in all genres. The more complicated it was, the more fun he had. Yves won multiple awards, including a Genie for his most famous film, Quest for Fire. The director, Jean-Jacques Hano, had this to say: "I'm sorry to learn of the passing of my friend Yves Langlois. I have never forgotten his creative contribution
his extraordinary dedication, his taste, and not just for the pizzas he consumed on the side of the Steenbeck while trying to make up for my shortcomings in the rushes. As a Frenchman from Paris, I desperately tried to drag him to the excellent restaurants Montreal had to offer, but no, he would stay glued to his editing table until very late at night, only satisfied when one of his acrobatic discoveries satisfied him. They saved the film.
Merci, Yves. You were a guiding light in my career. Thank you for everything you shared with us, your passion, your creativity, and your friendship. Your memory will live on through the magic of your film. And as the CCE presents you with this Lifetime Achievement Award, I know you would have been touched deeply. You who considered editing and your family your whole life, right until the very end, still working in France at 83 years of age.
In 1997, at the premiere of the film The Assignment by Christian Duguay, I witnessed Donald Sutherland, one of the main actors of the film, whom Yves had edited in 6 films prior to that, take to the microphone to specifically thank the editor by stating, "Yves, you make us all better." I would like to thank Yves' family, Monique, Joël, and Melanie, for their help in putting together this tribute. They couldn't be here tonight, but they proudly thank the CCE for this award for their beloved.
And sadly, Yves passed away last October, and in lieu of him speaking here tonight, which we would all have loved,
We offer a small glimpse into his incredible body of work with this montage.
government agencies to cooperate with the SS in the final solution of the Jewish question, did you not?
There's nothing in there about the SS.
This document states you personally ordered all government agencies to cooperate with the SS. You sent this letter to SS Gruppenführer Heydrich.
That doesn't mean that the SS had anything to do with the solution to the Jewish question.
Would you mind repeating that?
Général Bonaparte. Tu vois, tu n'as rien à craindre.
La seule chose que je craigne, c'est que tu m'aimes de moins en moins. Jusqu'au jour où tu ne m'aimeras plus du tout.
Ça n'arrivera jamais.
Tout arrive, mon ami. Preuve. Échec au roi.
Terrorism is a growth industry.
I've killed men. I let a friend die.
My dear boy, don't let it all be for nothing.
Bonjour les Blancs! Je vais être la seule femme parmi 1 millier d'hommes. Une star d'Hollywood.
You know, it may sound strange, but I can't help feeling a touch sentimental about all this.
Where are those fornicators?
I should warn you that the police are watching our house right this very minute, Mr. Howard.
From the dawn of time we came, moving silently among you. Immortals. There can be only one.
two things about being a film critic in a room like this. One is I've seen about 98% of those movies easily, and probably 100% of all the movies that we just saw in that. And the other one, as Arthur pointed out to me as he came up, he said, "Hey, you liked my movie, The Trotsky? Thanks." And I edited that. That's when it goes well. Sometimes, it doesn't. But for any of you who I have said terrible things about, I apologize now. Moving along, let's give the award for a live action series, or MOW, for children and youth. This is presented by DGC Ontario and Orly Bouillum. Please join me on stage to give the award away. There you go.
The award for Best Editing in a Live Action Series, or MOW, for children and youth. That's a lot of words. Charles Boisseau, Leon Tremblay Clavette, Alexandre Dion, and Philippe Bouchamin, La Soirée Mammouth 2024. Fabiola Carrazza, The Popularity Papers, Episode 126, The Wonderful Wizard of Mapleview, Part 2. Jane McCrae, Gangnam Project, Episode 101, Pilot. Lindsay Regane, All Around Champion, Episode 601. I did not pre-read that word. Arcathlon. And Mike Rassiker, The Popularity Papers, Episode 123, Notes on a Vandal. And the winner is Lindsay Regane, All Around Champion.
Public speaking, my favorite. I literally didn't even give this a thought that I would have to come up here. So my husband's probably going to say I told you so later when he told me I should plan something. Thank you to Steve Sloan, our showrunner, all the athletes in the show. They're really inspiring. To our assistants who keep the show running, my story editor, Aisha, for this season. And that's it. Thank you so much.
Next up is the award for Best Editing in a Competition or Reality Series, and that is sponsored by Boris FX tonight, represented by me. Boris couldn't make it, I guess. The nominees are Andrew Gurney and Michael Tersigny, CEE, The Amazing Race Canada, Episode 1005, I Smell Like a Carcass. Beth Peterman, Canada's Drag Race, Episode 502, Greetings Queenlings. Jeff Perry, Blown Away, Episode 406, The Kids Are All Right. Kaylee Burke, Canada's Drag Race, Canada versus the World, Episode 204, and the episode was titled Reading Battles. And finally, Peter Topovlik, Canada's Drag Race, Episode 501, Go Off Queen. And the winner is Jeff Perry, Blown Away, The Kids Are All Right, episode 406.
Wow, thank you so much. This is such an honor. First, a big thank you to the team behind this episode. My producer, Carly Spencer, story editor, Kelly McCrory, and our assistant editor, Nadine Rizek, who helped bring this series. I also want to say thank you to the production team behind Blown Away for shooting such stunning and beautiful footage. It's one of the best looking shows I've ever worked on. Pleasure to edit. There were some really incredible glass artists featured in this episode. And last year, I went down to the Corning Museum of Glass to see the pieces from my episode in person, and it's a really cool experience. Also want to say thank you to the CCE for this recognition, and to my wife for supporting me in everything you do. Thank you all so much.
You go down there. I'll see you in a second over there. They can't stop taking pictures of me, so I'm going to bring up Leslie McKay Hunter of the CEE, the CCE, the president, to give out the award for Best Editing in Lifestyle while I go have my photograph taken. Excuse me, I'm busy.
Yeah, I'll fight you on that shortest editor to present there, Isabel. But thank you, and thank you to everybody who's watching at home and various other locations. We've had word coming through from people on the other side of the globe saying how much they're enjoying the presentation. And I think just rubbing in, yes, I'm in Fiji and you are not, but we'll take it anyways. My job here tonight is to make the presentation on behalf of the CCE for Best Editing in Lifestyle, meilleur montage d'un méchant style de vie. And the nominees are Francis Cana, Breaking New Ground, episode 101, Parlor. Justin Ingraldi and Jeff Fowler, Celebrity IOU, episode 807, Zach Broff scrubs in for a special operation. Lindsay Rigoni, Trixie Motel, Drag Me Home, episode 101, Oh Honey, I'm Home. Peter Hordelin, Celebrity IOU, episode 706, Rosario Dawson. And Thomas Liu, Made for TV with Bowman Martinez Reed, episode 101, Reality Dating. And the award goes to, oh my goodness, these are hard to get into. Lindsay Rigoni for Trixie Motel. Come on up, Lindsay. I know, you just got comfortable and we're dragging you back up here.
Still shaking from just being up here. I'm forgetting the names of every person I've ever known. I see Scott Brothers over there. Thank you for having me on Trixie. Trixie is just such a delight to edit in general, and I've always been a fan, so being able to have her on my screen every day was just such a joy. Melissa, my story editor, thank you to her. I know she's not here tonight, but thank you. And thank you to my husband and my cats for keeping me company while I work, who are my constant companions in my edit suite. And hi to the Slack channel who are watching
Hi, guys. Thank you.
For Best Editing in a TV Comedy, the award will be presented by Vanguard Artist Management. Can I please welcome Tina Horowitz and Amy Stuhlberg to the stage to present the award.
Wow. That's a lot of people. Okay, we're very excited to be sponsoring the award for Best Editing in a TV Comedy in an unusual year where we don't have any clients nominated. However, for all the nominees, feel free to talk to us later. And the sorry. The nominees, the nominees are
Arthur Turnowski, CCE, ACE, The Sticky, episode 106, Apex. Bon Ma, Run the Burbs, episode 312, Vos Deference. Again, Bon Ma, Late Bloomer, episode 104, The Turban.
Amy gave me the harder names to pronounce, so I'm sorry if I screw any of this up. Myriam Colomb, Le Retour d'Anna Brodeur, episode 104, Cocktail Molotov. And Stein Meyerstad, Wild Cards, episode 101, The Infinity Thief. And the award goes to Stein Meyerstad, who is maybe here, not here. Not here. We will be thrilled to accept the award on Stein's behalf. Thank you.
For Best Editing in a Movie of the Week, sponsored by IATSE 891, who I will represent this evening. The nominees are Alvin Campana, Romance with a Twist. Alvin's fan club is in the back there, in the back, I see you. Gloria Tong, Friday Night Sext Scandal. Gordon Rempel, CCE, Gilded Newport Mysteries, Murder at the Breakers. Jason Irvine, Aurora Tea Garden, A Lesson in Murder. And Michael Doherty, CCE, Winona Earp, Vengeance. And the winner of Best Editing in a Movie of the Week is Gloria Tong, Friday Night Sext Scandal. Congratulations. Is Gloria here? Oh. Gloria, move while the people are applauding. There we go. There we go.
Hi. Okay, this is a huge honor, but also my worst nightmare. Thank you to the CCE for this this honor. I owe Alvin Campana $5 because I bet that he would win. I want to thank Danielle, who was the executive on this, who pulled the team together, and we've worked together many times, and she's always had faith in me and gave me my first MOW. I want to thank Gail Harvey for directing this, to my amazing assistant, Bahar, who really helped me on this one, and to my amazing husband, who has watched every single cut possible with minimal complaints. So thank you, love you. Thank you very much.
And to present the Student Merit Recognition, which is sponsored by Take 5 Productions, help me welcome Nick Iannelli to the stage. And when your names are announced, we'll invite all the students who are getting their awards to come up and join us as well.
Good evening, everyone. A little shout out to Allison and the CCE for always putting on a great night, a great award show. All right, Student Award of Merit. The winners are Aaron Timazar, Sarah Landerville, Victor Dumichel, and Esteban Berger. ATM est de retour. I get Cégep de... I'm not going to even try and pronounce that. Sorry. Jonquière. Yes, thank you. I used some of my Italian to figure that out. Adrian Eagleson, A Ticket Home, Sheridan College. Aidan Vachon, Cosmonaut, Sheridan College. Julie Bohr and Gabriel Côté, Des Jeunes Vivants, ici, Université de Québec à Montréal. Monarch Aurora Dosa from Centennial College. I think you're supposed to, if you're here, come on up.
Okay, guys, I have a couple of things to say while this is happening. So I thought I should prepare a speech or just speak by heart, but then I thought, well, I should just prepare a speak, but because that's how it works in editing. Even if we want to speak by heart, we gotta plan, right? So, well, thank you, everyone. I still think it's unbelievable. I'm thinking I'm winning an award for most number of files exported in different formats, but no, that's not the case. So yeah, well, it's a movie about 3 amateur criminals. It's Dosa. That was edited by me and an amazing team of assistant editors. And yeah, they tried to fetch money out of a crypto millionaire, and then a lot of things happened. But yeah, here I am sitting amongst wonderful industry people from North America like yourselves. So yeah, thank you. It's a great honor. And yeah, so it's the day I came here 3 years ago as an immigrant. I want to say a lot from my heart. But yeah, it's been a long journey, a journey from making it here, and then I am here. So yeah, I'm looking forward to a lot of things. So I want to thank you guys. I want to thank you guys for shooting the event, because unless you mess up, no one's going to notice you. And it's the same for ourselves as editors, right? Unless we mess up, no one's going to notice us. So thank you guys. Thank you, everyone. Here we are tonight in a room full of people who actually notice. People who see the details. People who see the way a single frame can carry a heartbreak, or how a well-timed cut can make someone laugh without understanding why. So yeah, I'd like to take a second to thank people who believed in me. I want to thank my director, Shashank, for believing in me with this project. I want to thank my professors, Steve, George, Wyatt, and Nigel, who taught me not just how to cut a scene, but how to trust my instincts. Even when those instincts told me to redo a scene at 3 a.m., like, they told me how to trust my instincts. So yeah, I remember my professor, Steve, called me and told me that, yeah, I won this award, and it's a big deal, dude. So, and I want to thank my parents. Thank you, guys. I want to thank my parents who probably don't understand what editing is, but still pretended to be impressed when I showed them my work. So yeah, thank you, guys. And the award is coming to my college after 7 years, so it's a proud feeling. And at the end, I want to thank myself. Yeah. Thank you. And you know what's the best part about editing? It's about turning chaos into meaning, and maybe tonight getting to feel just a little bit seen in the process. So to anyone else who feels like they're making things in the dark and hoping someone notices, keep going, guys. This award is a proof that someone sees you, keep crashing on Premiere or DaVinci or whatever you feel you want to do. At least you'll feel something. So thank you so much. Keep telling stories one cut at a time. Thank you.
My name's Adrian. Thank you so much for this award. I am so honored to receive it. Thank you to the CCE. From the beginning, I was passionate about telling this story and raising awareness about the plight of Spanish hunting dogs and the mistreatment they endure. My sincerest thanks to Miguel Moyes, the director of this film, for inviting me to be a part of this meaningful project and for entrusting me with the responsibility of editing it. To Tanya, your unwavering advocacy for these dogs and your commitment to giving them a voice is truly inspiring. I am so immensely grateful to the Sheridan faculty as well for their continuous support throughout the creation of A Ticket Home. And I look forward to see the impact this film has in the future and can hopefully improve the lives of many Galgos and Podencos, the Spanish hunting dogs. Thank you.
I did not have a speech memorized at all. I didn't think we would. I thought we'd just walk on through, but I just want to say a quick thank you to my director, Logan Lindo, and my producer, Wesley, who are both good friends of mine who gave me the opportunity. And yeah, it's very surreal to be in a room full of so many talented people and a lot of Sheridan alumni as well. So a huge shout out to Didier Kennel, the editing professor at Sheridan. Yeah. And lastly, I just want to say thank you so much to my parents for showing up, who have supported me throughout everything. And yeah, if you're looking for an editor, I just graduated, so Anyways, thank you.
I knew at least one of them would hit you up for a job. I would do the same thing. Getting on to the award for Best Editing in a TV Drama, presented by Purple Dog Post. Would you please help me welcome Matt Harold and Crystal Reeves to the stage to read out the nominees.
Hello. We are here to present the award for Best Editing in a TV Drama and Miniseries.
Yes, David D. Francesco, C'était Distinct, Episode 101, La Desperation. Isabelle Desmarais, In Memoriam, Episode 101. Jorge Weiss, CCE, Cross, Episode 103, The Good Book. Justin Lachance, CCE, 1XE13, Episode 8, Le Point de Rupture. Lisa Grootboer, CCE, Chucky, Episode 308, Final Destination. And Nicholas Wong, CCE, Snowpiercer, Episode 402, The Sting of Survival.
Congrats to all the nominees. And, oh my gosh, they're really stuck. The winner is
Isabelle Desmarais, In Memoriam, Episode 101.
Wow, I'm deeply touched, thank you. Okay, it was such a true gift in memoriam, very creative. And I want to thank, of course, the two directors, Marie-Claude Blouin, Félix Tétrault. There's too many cameras. They're so talented, so empathic, very, I have to read my text, sorry. Very creative, of course. I feel so inspired with them. Big thank to all the Passego team also. I want to thank, sorry, my note also. Okay, I want to thank also Yannick Desjardins-Martin, who was the assistant editor. She was, she was so supportive, so amazing with me. She supported me a lot. Thank you, Yannick. I want to thank this one, who I call my editing mom. And I recommend every editor to have one. Is the one who brings sushi, oyster, champagne in the editing room. Thank you, Simon, you made a big difference. Also, of course, I want to thank finally my son, who is such a supportive in my life. He is so proud of me. I feel it, and it's an amazing feeling as a parent to receive that from your child. So thank you, everyone.
Yeah, don't forget your award. And for Best Editing in a Feature Film, presented by Coma Edits, would you please help me welcome Taylor Konachi to the, or Mikanachi to the skin. I didn't say that correctly, did I? No. Come on up, and Mikanachi. Here.
Thank you so much, and on behalf of Coma Edits, it's a pleasure to be here. So much of what we do as editors is to share a feeling, an emotion, and an experience. And what a night to be together and do just that. For the Best Editing in Feature Film, we have Arthur Tarnowski, CCE, ACE, Sisters and Neighbors. Cam McLaughlin, CCE, and Blair McClendon, The Last Showgirl. Karina Bacanali, Mademoiselle Bottine. Justin Lee, Heretic. And Sandy Pereira, Young Werther? And the award goes to, bet you guys are all waiting for this one, eh? The secret to opening these envelopes are sweaty hands. And the winner is Justin Lee, Heretic. Accept on behalf.
Yeah, you get to keep the award.
All right, I'm out of here.
Yay. That's it for sort of the formal part of all of this. But now the part which makes everyone in the room a winner is we have a raffle. And so we want to invite Allison Dowler up, who has been responsible for pretty much everything that's happened here this evening and gone so well. There you are. And
all right. Okay, we've got lots of great prizes from our sponsors. So our first prize is for the Blackmagic Design DaVinci Resolve Editor Keyboard. Oh, I'm picking the name. I'm not picking the name. You're not picking the name? All right. Try pronouncing it. All right, and our winner is Ted Husband. Come on up. Oh, thank you. Perfect. Come on up, Ted. Come and get your certificate, bro. I know you're here somewhere.
Ted?
He's here. Come on up. He's in the bathroom. Okay. We'll get him back in a minute.
It's now mine.
It's now yours. All right. We've got two prizes now. Again, with Blackmagic Design, we've got the DaVinci Resolve Speed Editor. So we've got two of these. All right. First one is Victor Fan. Come on up. And Mariana Uritia. I'm not sure if they're here tonight, but if they are, come on up. I know Victor's here for sure, and I will keep. Yeah. Come on up. Go and get a Victor, go get a photo somewhere, just so we can, promote the sponsors, You want to give that to Mariana?
And we're still looking for Ted Husband.
Coming back from the yeah. Go over and get a photo. Okay, our next prize we've got from Boris FX 3 of the 1-year subscription to their full Boris FX suite. So 3 names. Okay, Robert Todorovich. Sorry. Justin Lachance. Come on up, Justin. Oh, Robert again.
Running everywhere. There you go. Congratulations.
No, same one again. They've already won a prize, so they don't get another one.
Damn, that's great.
You've got to spread it around. Give everyone a chance. Okay, Arthur Tanowski. Huh? No. Okay, our next 2 prizes are for a subscription to Avid Media Composer. Carol Larson. There you go.
Carol?
I think Carol should be here.
Carol?
Carol Larson, you've won a prize. Come on up. Don't be shy. Shirley D'Souza. Come on up. Huh? Yeah.
Okay. Caroline would like us to thank Sal Saperstein.
Okay, Sal Saperstein from Carol Larson would like to thank. Yes?
Oh.
There you go. There we go. Shirley is right behind you there. And we've got 2 prizes now from Adobe. We've got a 1-year subscription for Adobe Creative Cloud. Adrienne Germain. Not sure if they're here. Oh, yep, there we go. Come on over. Yep. And Oswaldo Lopez Dantes, and I know they're not here because they just bought raffle tickets, so I will let them know. And we have one last prize which we just got today, which is a 1-night stay at the Delta Hotel. So we've got like a bonus prize. They're not here tonight.
They're not here?
No. They're not here tonight. The hotel's for another night. Oh, lucky night for Peter. Peter Dennis. All right. That's it.
I've got.
I have nothing to give you right now because it's the last minute, so contact me and I'll look you up.
That's Oswaldo. And then Ted I've got there when he comes back.
Right.
Yeah. Congratulations to all the winners. Thank you all for coming out tonight and spending some time with us. I appreciate it. I know everyone here, I think it's been a pretty good night. And lots of great winners and lots of really heartfelt speeches, and I really enjoyed this. I've got a few thank yous to make. I'd like to thank our gold sponsor, which is Coma Edits. No, our platinum sponsor, Coma Edits. Our gold sponsors, NX Pro, Boris FX, the City of Toronto, DGC National, DGC Ontario, IATSE 891, Insight Productions, Purple Dog Post Productions, Rolling Pictures, Take 5 Productions, Vanguard Artist Management. Our silver sponsors, Avid, Black Magic Design, Lionsgate, and Meridian Artists. Our bronze sponsors, the Academy, Adobe, APM Music, and Cameron Pictures. That's a long list. Thank you for sitting through it, and good night, everybody.